Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Legends Arceus, and not just Legends Arceus, but Arceus itself and the battle you have with it. My god, did I die again and again and again and again. Arceus is easily the hardest battle in this game, and that's exactly why I wanted to talk about it. Now, a little pretext here. I went into this fight knowing that I was not going to hit the continue button. I never once hit the continue button. I know that I like that there's an option for people who want to continue and like start a second round where they're leaving off where the boss's health was at last. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go from 100% health to 0% health and do it all in one go, no handicaps. This is how I did all of the nobles and basically all the fights in general. I dabbled with giving myself a little bit of a break with this because it's end game, it's post game content. I gotta catch Arceus in order to complete the Pokedex anyways. So it's not like it's like an optional thing, but like, I don't know. I dabbled with giving myself a break because I had done all of these other fights just straight up and cleanly. But I couldn't do that. I would never feel accomplished without it. And that's just me. If you use the continue options, that's perfectly fine too. In any event, I absolutely just loved this fight. Between Arceus swapping its typings on the fly in order to super effectively attack your Pokemon in the regular battle mode, or its various different attacks while you're in the combat phase. Regardless of the phase that you're in, Arceus is a challenge. In all of the noble fights, I've noticed over time that they all have very specific kinds of patterns. And so even when you're attacking them with your bombs during their attack phase, it's something that only really hit me once I hit the 5th noble. And it was super obvious in hindsight. Each one of the nobles has basically a round of attacks, and they have multiple phases depending on where their health is. But in each case, if you're paying attention, you can throw the bombs at them without ever having to do it during their actual attacking stances. You could throw the bombs at them in between these attacking phases and maybe not even have to throw out your Pokemon at all. Avalugg at the very end is the most obvious of these. You can zigzag and dive between all of its attacks, and it's only really once it uses its big laser beam attack. I guess it's supposed to be a like ice beam. It's only after that point that it makes sense to throw bombs and attack with your own Pokemon. Electrode's a little harder to figure out, but it's really it's more of a war of attrition with the nobles. As long as you can wait out their attacks until you get to the point where they do their big flashy attack, and then you throw out your Pokemon and just wail on them with the bombs when they're like knocked out for a while. That's all you really need to do. With Arceus, it is much harder to get to that point. Arceus basically takes every little bit of challenge that you have from all of the other 5 nobles, and plus the legendaries at the end, and then combines it all and makes it incredibly hard to get to the point where you can even throw the bombs comfortably. Genuinely, before I even hit that first notch on its health bar, I died probably like 3 or 4 times. And that's something I really can't even say about any of the nobles, and certainly not of the legendary bosses at the end of the main story. In fact, I actually thought that Palkia and Dialga were kind of way too easy for them being the big bosses of the main story. I basically just did it, and I felt nothing. It was fun. But what I'm saying is that they were definitely not as difficult as some of the nobles, honestly. Arceus was a whole other thing, though. It has some attacks that you actually have to see multiple times in a row and lose to multiple times in a row to really get a grasp of when to dodge, when to attack, and when to not attack. It is genuinely one of the most fun Pokemon battles that I've ever had in Pokemon, period. One of its most frustrating attacks is when it disappears into like a void, and then you have to wait for it to crack through back into your dimension. And if you're not paying attention and you don't time it just right, you'll get hit no matter what, even if you dodge. And herein lies why I love Legends Arceus so much. And I've made a video about me gushing about Legends Arceus. I'll leave a card somewhere if you want to watch my like review of the game. But this is why I really, really think that Legends Arceus has a lot to give in terms of for the series as a whole. I have not felt challenged by a final boss in Pokemon in a very, very long time. Legends Arceus, I know a lot of people don't like the action elements because some people are not very good at action games in general, and it's so different compared to what we've had before. But I genuinely think that it does way more good for the series than it would ever do badly for it. If Legends Arceus did not have these action elements, and it was just, oh, you get to Cleavor and you have to battle him with your Pokemon, it wouldn't be as fun. It wouldn't be Legends Arceus. It would be a completely different game. And that's why I am just so happy that I actually struggled against Arceus. He is a god. He is the god of Pokemon. He is the creator of all. He should be tough to battle. He should be a challenge. It shouldn't be the kind of thing where I can just roll up with a bunch of revives and potions and whatever, and then just take him out with Pokemon that are maybe over leveled. So adding in this element of not knowing what kind of attacks he's going to come at me with, the player, it was genuinely exciting. Honestly, that's all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to make a video about how much I love the battle with Arceus. I think Arceus has done so well. He's not so hard that you can't beat him, but he's more of a challenge than really any other boss Pokemon has ever been, and maybe even more challenging than some of the older generation bosses. I have never had more fun losing to a boss in Pokemon than I have playing Legends Arceus, fighting against Arceus itself. In any event, let me know what you guys think about Arceus, the boss, about really any of the nobles, if you want to talk about them too. What did you think about the difficulty of them? I think that there is a point in the game where they become much harder and much more difficult, but in my opinion, I think that they are all very, very welcome. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed anything I had to say, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get notifications when I upload. I will see you guys in another video, hopefully very soon. So long.